Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers, in this video, together with my team, Ahmed Said, Ahmed Saleh, Muhammad Khantush, Afiq, and myself, Muhammad Khalid, we present to you a wonderful and exciting episode. In this video, we want to share with you how to modernize physics 110 at the foundation year. My team and I decided to write on this topic because we realized students at the foundation year complain and perform badly in this area of study. And so this has resulted to students distancing themselves or measuring in physics after studying at the foundation year. So inshallah, by the end of this video, these issues faced by students in Physics 110 at the foundation year will be solved. And these are some of the problems we've highlighted. Okay, in this content, we are going to discuss the main problems, the short-term solutions, as well as the long-term solutions, how to go about it, and discussion, the introduction to the conclusion part, inshallah. Next slide. The main problems highlighted by the group was lack of practicum activities, wrong methodological approach, memorizing formulae without understanding the concept. And the short-term solution to this problem is learning method should be fun and enjoyable. Organizing practicum activities related to physics, particularly Physics 110 at the foundation year. And the long-term solution to this problem is experts should compile new physics curriculum to make the subject adorable and lovable. 2, employ quality and experienced teachers to teach this subject at the foundation year. Next slide, please. The benefits is we have covered solution to major problems in the physics course and propose long-term improvement as extra solutions.
The physics material is very good for every student. It has many benefits and learning many skills. This material, many scientists think about has the if you change your method and the ways of learning this material, they will learn and grow the level of students in this material. It has many benefits and level of the students in every universities, and like this every material. Yes.
Okay, so here I want to explain about guessing method. So guessing method is one of famous learning method implemented in physics and math. Not only in physics, but also in math, but we will focus on implementing guessing method in physics. So the most common word when students learn physics by this method is they will hear the word the concept and also logic, because this method is based on understanding the concept of physics and also building the logical thinking. So this guessing method is referring to the easy, fun, and enjoyable way in learning. And there are 5 stages of implementing guessing method. So here there are 5 stages. In the phase 1 is The first one is simple dialogue, and this is like normal conversation when the teacher start to open a short discussion with the student, and the student should respond to or give the answer to the question to drive the student into the topic. And the next stage is imagination or fantasy. And in imagination or fantasy, this is the only difference between physics and other subjects, because there is imagination is very important, as what Albert Einstein said about imagination. He said that imagination is more important than knowledge, because knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world. And the next stage is giving example or presenting example of a question in a relevant way. So here, the student or the teacher, when giving some example to the student, the teacher should give a simple question. It's like it should be simple in mathematical operation, because if the mathematical operation is complicated, the student will get confused and don't focus on the concept of the physics. And the fourth and the fifth stage, I will explain with the sample in the next slide. So here is the sample. So we take one topic of physics, which is motion in a straight line or with constant velocity. This is the most, when students learning physics, this is the basic physics they learn in the first grade or, okay. So here, the example is, say that in this figure, there is a ball or there's an object moved from the point A into B. So in this question or in this problem, I will solve use two methods. The first is memorizing method, which was a lot of students used in schools. And the next method is what we will represent. So the first one, the problem is here. It is very simple. The first is there are a ball with 2 meters per second velocity go from the point of A to B. And as a student, the student to solve this problem, he start to think or memorizing any formulas he get from the books or from the lectures. So he start thinking, okay, here phi or velocity and distance are given. So the required value is times. So he start with, okay, velocity is distance divided by t, and distance is equal to velocity multiplied by t, and t is equal to distance divided by velocity. So I will now go with t is equal to d divided by phi. So that's what memorizing method works. The student kind of just memorizing what he get from book and lecture, and when if the student forget this formulas, so he can't solve this problem. And there's no something fun when student just memorizing the formula to solve the problem. And now we want to use guessing approach to solve this problem. So in the right side here, I will put down when teacher use guessing method. So the first one, he will explain about the terms of velocity, distance, and times in physics. And then he will start with what the meaning of 1 meter per second, which is velocity. The teacher don't give directly the formula, just understanding what the meaning of 1 meter per second or 1 kilometer per hour, and etc. And okay, here the teacher will start with talk to the student what's the meaning of 1 meter per second? So, okay, the student kind of, okay, student, 1 meter per second means when you drive a car with 1 meter per second, it means after 1 second, your car will travel 1 meters from the original position. Or it means every one, after 1 second, you will travel 1 meters. After 2 seconds, you will travel 2 meters. And after 5 seconds, so you will travel 5 meters, like that. And the student and the teacher start give another number, like 2 meters per second. So what is the meaning of 2 meters per second? So it's the student will start explore, use what the first, what the teacher have explained. So the student can start to recognize the pattern. Okay, so if 2 meters per second, it means after 1 second, this object will travel 2 meters. After 2 seconds, it means 4 meters. After 8 seconds, it means after 4 seconds, it means it will travel 8 meters. So after 5 seconds, the object travels 10 meters long. So from here, it's just understanding what the meaning of the velocity, and the student can easily enjoy this process because there are nothing any formulas required. He just understanding the meaning, and he can develop this this concept, and he can find the formula of velocity by themselves. So this method can extend to another topic in physics like force and so on. So that's what I think we should use getting method instead of memorizing method. So the next.
Yes, we all know, and there is no question that the lab classes are important in studying physics. But unfortunately, we don't have any lab classes in the foundation year. And the current system in the foundation year is very boring and very traditional. We just repeatedly doing the same things in all classes. We just memorizing the laws and solving the questions about the related the laws, and even the exam we solve the same questions that we solved in the classes. So we're just repeatedly doing the same things in all classes. So students feel become boring by this way. Even the students who are interested in the physics in high schools become not interested in physics due these systems. And there are lots of disadvantages of this current system. The physics classes and the way studying are boring. Added to that, the students don't have any chances to experiment, to see the effects of the concepts of physics in real life. So we think we have to add lab classes in physics 110, so students will be motivated to learn more about physics. And we all know the main goal of the foundation year is help students to choose appropriate specialties. So if we add lab classes, then students can discover their abilities and their if they're interested in physics or not. So we think the lab classes are very important for physics 110.
Okay.
All right. One of the other few ways of also improving how Physics 110 is taught would be changing how the teacher perceives teaching. The education system in general has been the same for countless generations. It's impossible for the system to change overnight, but if all the key issues are tackled and fixed correctly one by one, we would be doing a huge favor for the generations to come. Next slide, please. There's always the misconception that most teachers have that they're supposed to just talk about the concept that they're teaching for the lesson and then leave at the end of the lesson, not wondering if the students have understood or not. That is called passive learning, where students are not engaging with the teacher to maximize their understanding of the concept. It mostly shows that teachers don't actually care if students understand the concept of the lesson or not. Next slide, please. This is where active learning is shown upon the education system to engage students with the teacher to learn the concepts that are being explained on the spot. And when students are engaged with the teacher, students would feel free to showcase their skills and also showcase their weaknesses for the teacher to notice where the error in teaching is. Next slide, please. So in conclusion, we propose three rather simple solutions to improve how Physics 110 is taught. We propose the concept of active learning and make students feel like going to class will be worth it since getting a hold of the concept is much easier than before. We also propose the gassing method, just like Afik has explained. It's the game changer in learning physics. And finally, we propose the idea of adding laboratory sessions where students can practice the concepts taught in class, since practicing alone can make a whole concept stick in the student's brain without the need of revising it later. Thank you for listening.
Okay. I hope this proposal finds a way to enlighten the future generation and let them see the better side of physics and the reality of how fun it is. With a little adjustment, King Abdulaziz University student might become great physicists that lift up King Abdulaziz's head. And thank you. Assalamu alaikum.